All right, thanks a lot, Royce, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Rich Walsh will be joined by Andrew Fillipponi in just a matter of moments, so give us a call on the Bordas and Bordas hotline at 412-575-2600. Before we get into Steelers talk, Bucco talk, whatever you want to talk about, Chris Letang back on the ice, I'm going to get Pony's opinion on what happened on this karaoke night. I heard Pomp was there singing, dancing.
Well, he was. He had a stemless glass of wine. He demanded red wine, Richie. Does that surprise you?
No.
There was all kinds of beers. And he said, give me a red wine. And he went up there and did a duet with Ron Cook and brought the house down, frankly. I would say the MVP of the night was Mary Hours. I did not realize how good of a singer she was. She by far blew everybody away. We were at Mike's Beer Bar. Bob was there. We had an incredible DJ, TJ the DJ, who MCs all our events. He's incredible. You got a wedding or bar mitzvah or prom. He's amazing for stuff like that, TJ the DJ. And Bob requested a song to do a duet, Richie, with Ron Cook.
Oh, man, I can't believe it.
And I was shocked by it, to see those two up there on stage together. And Selena was there too. Heather was there. Mary Hours. It was a really fun night. I wish you were there, Richie. Why didn't we get Richie involved? Have him sing a song about the nice mattress that you and your wife purchased. That's so soft, that purple mattress. You guys could have maybe done a duet about that.
I didn't get the invite. I mean, I know I was invited, but I could have came over. I didn't really start working now. I was at Steelers earlier, but then came here a little bit later. So, yeah, I should have came over. I would have loved to seen Pomp and Ron Cook.
Mary's singing voice is incredible. I know I've seen her TikToks, Richie.
Yeah.
But in person, she blew me away with how good of a performer she is.
I guess Bob and Ron, they made up. They're okay, I guess, right? Was this the song that really brought those guys back together? You know, my MVP I thought was going to be Paul Zeiss.
Paul Zeiss did a Night Ranger song by himself.
I've been hearing snippets on your air.
But they had cranked it up. The volume was too loud. And it screwed the speakers up, and people were freaking out about it. So there was an acoustic problem. It was not the type of venue for Paul to scream at the top of his lungs about an 80s hair band, Richie. Hey, that's why I still got this hat on, because Bob said, you better wear that hat on tonight with Richie. And I said, all right, Bob, if you make me, I'll do it. I'll give in.
Bob's the greatest. Bob is great at everything. He's a great singer. He's a great dancer. And he only drinks wine, really. He drinks wine on the beach.
Richie.
Wherever he goes, he just drinks wine.
He told me something that really had me really laughing hysterically. Did you know that before NIL, before high school athletes like Rodney Gallagher could make money while playing high school basketball, that Bob, when he was at Hopewell, was an Elvis impersonator?
I didn't know
and
that.
Would perform.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And would perform halftime shows and would go to nursing homes and basically made a lot of money as a teenager doing Elvis shows, and people loved it. Blue Christmas, Hunk of Burnin' Love. Yeah, Bob used to do a lot of Elvis stuff, apparently.
How did he keep that from us for the 40th anniversary show? That would have been unbelievable to get a hold of some of that video or pictures.
That's a great point. That's a really good point by you.
All right, well, let's get to the Steelers here. Must-win game, no doubt about it. I mean, this Ravens game always comes down to something, right? This year, the Steelers have to win. And I actually think they really do. Man, I really changed my tune on this team. I'm not saying they're great, or even if they stink in the playoffs that they're going to win. But it looks like it's just a favorable schedule down the stretch. And if they continue to do what they're doing, they can win. They might be able to win out.
Yeah. And at 10-7, they would make the playoffs. 9-8, they don't have any real tiebreakers because they've lost every game to all those AFC East teams, the Patriots, the Jets, both at home. No, I mean, it makes the last quarter of the season really interesting. And it starts with this game, you're right. You've got a backup quarterback. Even though the Steelers have had Lamar Jackson's number, you've got a really winnable game. You're favored according to the odds makers. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be at this point where games late in the year would have playoff ramifications. But hey, here we are. And if they win this game, it's going to make Carolina, it's going to make Vegas. They're going to play games in the last month of the season that might actually mean something, Richie.
Yeah, the way Vegas is playing right now, that might be their toughest game. But I think with that game, there's just too much of a story there. It's like a game that they can't lose, and definitely shouldn't lose to me. I mean, you got the 50th anniversary. It's just set up for a win. But if it was any normal game, I think that's the game that they could lose.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vegas started 2-7. Carr has played better. Jacobs has been a great running back. That's what you hope to see from Najee. They made the Devontae Adams trade. So they've rebounded since they lost to Indianapolis. But it looks like, hey, you've got Miami and Buffalo in the AFC East. We'll see with Cincinnati and Baltimore. That leaves one spot open between the Jets, Chargers, Raiders, Steelers. Maybe they can get in like they did last year when they went to Kansas City and lost. But hey, that was Ben Roethlisberger at 39 years old. It would be a great introduction for the NFL for Kenny Pickett and this young Steelers offense to go into the playoffs and have a chance to, hey, that's what Philadelphia did, Richie. They lost in Tampa last year in the playoffs. They got blown out, and they took that, and they've carried it into this year, and now they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
All right, we can continue this conversation. Come up in about 2 minutes, so give us a call. 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. Back in a couple minutes.